Welcome to another edition of TKTV. And yes, we're back on the campaign trail 2016. And today with us, we have with us Nathan Mays from Local 28. He's bringing us together. He's making it all happen. And tonight he brought with him Adam HABER. How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing great.
He's running for the New York State Senate, District 7, right here in Nassau County. And to get things off to a nice roll, let's hear it, man.
Hello, everyone. The reason why we're doing this is because we're trying to get the word out that we need friends out there that understand the needs of the union worker and the middle class. I've had many conversations with Adam, and he seems like a genuine person. So we, as union workers, decided to endorse Adam and bring him on this TKTV, which stands for Tin Knocker Television.
Yes.
First.
I was wondering what it stood for.
Tin Knocker Television.
Yeah.
I had some crazy things in my head. I'm glad I didn't say anything.
Well, no, listen, we're just trying to get the word out there, and we need for you to vote on November 8th. All right? Granted. Now, what we're going to do, since this is Tin Knocker Television, and it has a union building trades kind of appeal, what we're going to do is we're going to ask Adam some of the hard questions that need to be answered, that you, the union worker, would like to have answered. The first question that we're going to ask you, Adam, is what is your position on mandatory apprentice language for municipalities? If you're in favor of it, and if you are, why?
I actually had the opportunity over the last several years to tour several apprenticeship facilities and see the quality work, the schooling that's done. Very impressive stuff. And if you're going to use government money, I think you should have apprenticeship language in every program, in every construction project, any capital project, because you need to pay people fair wages here in our community. It was one of the most expensive places to live in the country, and you can't be. No one wants to live next to somebody who makes $15 an hour, but everybody wants to pay $15 an hour, right? And that doesn't work.
Yeah.
A fair wage and a good trade and a job well done with real apprenticeship program, not one of these bogus shops where people do a good job and it's good for years, as opposed to somebody doing a flimsy job and you have to come back and fix it. And I can tell you, as we get into this, why I feel so strongly about that, but you get what you pay for, and I think a fair wage is all you can ask for.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. A fair wage is all we ever wanted, a fair share. Union work is quality work, and that's all we want to give back. Right now, the second question I'm going to ask you is, do you support the middle class, i.e. the unions? Please explain why.
The middle class buys stuff. The middle class drives the country. They buy cars, and the guy who sells the car goes to the pizza place, and the pizza place guy goes to the dry cleaner. If you don't have a strong middle class, then you don't have a strong economy, and you don't have good schools and everything else that goes with a good community. Everybody wants to drive down wages. I personally think a right to work state is a right to poverty. I'll give you a quick example. It's actually a great story. It's a case study.
Okay.
My wife, Renee, married almost 25 years, has an identical twin sister. I got the good one.
Okay.
Don't tell anybody. I hope she doesn't see this, by the way. Meaning my wife's sister.
Right.
But my wife taught Mineola, a NICA teacher in the 90s, and her twin sister, who first taught in Suffolk County, now lives in Georgia. And in Georgia, they don't have tenure, they don't have union protections, they don't have the rights that they've earned.
It's right to work there.
It's right to work, which is a right to poverty, and every year it's like survival of the fittest. I don't know if you remember that book, Lord of the Flies, when you were a kid, and all the kids would kill each other to survive. Every year they have a new contract, the working conditions are terrible, the kids are suffering because of the atmosphere, management hates the teachers, teacher hates management, and that's how it is in Georgia. And if you want quality, you gotta pay for it, and there's a reason why, and this doesn't have to do with the trades, but it has to do with why unions are so important. You have the best public schools in the country on Long Island. Every year, if you get 50 of the top 100 or 200 in the country, and it's because we have fair wages paid to great quality unions, and that's one of the reasons why I'm wildly pro public education. And I hope that answers your question about why do I support the middle class. And the middle class means good teachers, nurses, construction workers, sheet metal workers. These are the people that make up a community, and if they're not paid well, then they can't live here comfortably and they can't take care of their families.
Excellent answer.
That's true.
Excellent answer.
Truth
you
hurts,
know what?
man.
This is exactly what I heard about you.
Good.
And what I know about you.
Good.
This is exactly the answer that I kind of expected.
Wow.
This is exactly why you're here, because I want you people out there to hear what this man is about. All right. Every year we traveled as sheet metal workers to Albany to lobby for off-site prevailing wage. All right, off-site prevailing wage is because as sheet metal workers, not only do we install, we fabricate, and we draw. We do the job 100%. And with prevailing wage is only on the site. So are you in favor of off-site prevailing wage? And if you are, would you sign off on it in the Senate?
Well, I believe that if you're going to do a union job, if you're going to do an apprenticeship job where the language should be there, especially if there's public works, and I'm on the school board now, we're in the middle of a $51 million capital project, and we pay prevailing wage and all our stuff, as we should. And you're part of the sheet metal workers, and it's a unique union because it's just not the work on the job, it's the design work ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's you can't get half of a good candy bar, man. You got to eat the whole thing. And if you want to have the job well done, I believe from start to finish, you guys should be in charge of it, and it should be paid. You're not asking for a Cadillac and a yacht and house in the Hamptons money. You're asking to feed your family money. And again, I do believe that $15 an hour is $30 grand a year. You can't even feed a family of 4 on $80 grand a year. The studies come out. So having that money in there from the start, which is reasonable. It's not. I've seen the wages and what they are for each individual trade. I'm happy to do that and happy to help you get what you need.
Yeah.
And my goal is a big deal. I'm a Long Island guy, right?
Yeah.
What happens in the rest of New York State is up to each of the representatives. But Long Island pays for everybody else in this state. I mean, Buffalo's great. They got $1 billion for infrastructure. We got half of that. Most of it didn't go to infrastructure, and we got 10 times as many people. So for me, my job is to get the bacon, bring it home from Albany, and make sure that my guys in my community are working and getting paid through and through, not just on the job, but if they're part of the sheet metal union, making sure it's off-site is included.
It's all about the union. It's all about the union and the members in your constituents growing together to make your area as prosperous as possible. And that's the word that I'm trying to get out there. All right. So now, I already know this answer.
All right. No softballs.
I'm the
I think you're giving me a hard time today.
Listen, I'm the great Houdini. I already know the answer. What is your opinion of the building trades? Are they good for the working families? Are they good for Long Island? Are they the things that I believe in my heart they are?
I've met just about every union trade on Long Island. I mean, I've made it my job since the end of January to bust my butt. And I'm a relationship guy, right? And what was my background, for those of you who don't know, I was a commodity trader for many, many years in the trading pits, like trading places where Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd yell and scream. And what's great about that occupation is all your contracts are oral. So if you lie once, you're blacklisted. Nobody does business with you. So I'm very, very New York straightforward and blunt. And I really believe in my heart that you guys build a superior product. I've toured the shops. I've seen the work you've done. I started welding and had what the right weld and the wrong weld is. And I've been on job sites and I've seen the quality you have. And I like telling things through stories. I'm also part of a charity called All Hands Volunteers. It's basically something that happened after Hurricane Sandy, but I was involved with them before. After Hurricane Katrina hit Mississippi, I went down there with this organization, and they basically use your hands, help clean out homes, and get people back on their feet. So with that experience after Hurricane Sandy, I helped create it, and we had thousands of people come gut out homes and muck homes, and I saw firsthand how we had this amazing opportunity. We had all this federal money, all this state money to clean up, and you had these guys come from out of state, living out of their trucks, $12 an hour, doing a shoddy job, and then when the problems came, when they were gone, who do you turn to? And I know unions stand by their work, and the best jobs we could have in our community are construction jobs, because the recycling of a dollar, once you get paid and things you purchase and everything else, it helps. And we've lost so much manufacturing here in Nassau County and Suffolk County over the last 10 years. We've had such a horrific drain in projects. And one of the things that I could do as a state senator is I could help push through deals and streamline the process to make sure that permits get done quicker.
Yeah.
Because you got projects that take 20 years to get a shovel in the ground. Well, in other parts of the country, it could be 2-3 years, and a builder can do 6-7 projects at the same time it takes to get done here. And not only is it important to get the trades working, it's important to get the work permitted and get government out of the way so you can do your jobs. And then the rising tide floats all boats. And people don't seem to get that. But hopefully, when you change the status quo, which is what we got now, because people who are in power like the status quo because they benefit from it, it's not working. And I'm a Long Island guy, and my job is to get you guys working, and everybody's happy then.
That's a great answer. You know, personally, I wholeheartedly believe in building from the bottom up. All right, because every strong tree starts with its roots.
Yeah, strong base.
Do you support keeping good manufacturing jobs here on Long Island with tax incentives?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I just had a conversation with Dick O'Kane, who's part of the building trades in Long Island, and many of the other unions about the IDAs, the Industrial Development Agencies, the purpose of them is tax breaks, so you could have companies come here and manufacture here, and have companies that we're losing on a regular basis. So what these IDAs have become politically connected organizations where your buddies who are big donors get breaks. So example, car dealership, tax break. Car dealer can't go anywhere. Self-storage facility, tax break. 2 jobs, right? Mm-hmm. Tax breaks should be to bring companies here. How great would it be if a company like Tesla came here with a manufacturing plant and all the work and all the companies that would surround them to support them and the manufacturing and jobs and construction and everything that would go with that? Mm-hmm. That's what those tax breaks are for. So yeah, I absolutely know we need tax incentives. It's expensive to do business here, especially for our electrical costs are also very high. I have some great ideas about that too. But if you can get things efficient, if you can get permits in the ground, if you can use the tax breaks for jobs that are actually real jobs that create stuff and manufacture stuff, and then everything gets built around that and you get infrastructure. I mean, we need all kinds of our roads, our transportation. There's so much we can do. Even Belmont, which has been sitting down for 4 or 5 years without anything being done. Not even a decision before even the permit. These are things that should be on their way and will create jobs that would help everybody, your union and other people too, to feed their families. And I don't know why government stops it, but hopefully the recent news, if you watch the news with the indictments of our former Senate Majority Leader, Dean Skelos, who is now away, and our county executive, and our Oyster Bay Vendetto.
All on the same team.
Every level of government is corrupt. And who wants to do business here? Who wants to invest money if you got people that it's pay to play and they're feeding their friends and family instead of feeding the people like the people you care about and I care about?
You're already starting in a deficit. But you sound enthusiastic.
I'm holding back.
And
I talk fast sometimes, and I want to hold back. I need the energy when I get there.
You might talk, but I feel the passion. Passion and
Thank you.
And the things that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of Nassau County, we have with us Adam HABER, and he's running for a Senate to represent you. At this time, we're going to have Adam HABER tell you a little bit about himself and why you should vote for this man. Adam?
All right. I guess I got to sell myself like a bottle of Coke, right?
There you go.
I made it clear when I first started, and my wife makes it clear every day, it's not about me, it's about you. My job is to help make your life better. And when I come home every day, and I got a tough woman I'm married to, it's her, the kids, and the dogs, and then I don't know where I am with the dogs depending on the day, how important I am, but I'm no more important than anybody else, than the plumber, than the CEO, and I have more respect for the working man who does an honest day's work than I do than for the white-collar crime that happens on a regular basis that you read about. It makes me crazy, because those are the people that hurt you. So who am I? I was a Little League coach for 8 years, a soccer coach for a couple of years. My kids didn't like soccer very much. Basketball coach, which I love. Actually, I played some high school basketball myself. My stats get better as I get older.
Did you play at Polk High?
No, I grew up in Spring Valley. I went to Ramapo High School.
I know Spring Valley.
But I was your coach. I got involved politically because our superintendent in Roslyn School stole $11 million in 2004-05. And because my wife was a teacher in Mineola, and she knows that I know business, my background is business, I actually just sold a couple restaurants that I owned in the city. It created 60 good paying jobs so I could have the time to do this. She said, you help fix things. And I did. and we've expanded. We're doing a $51 million capital project right now in Roslyn schools. The trades are involved. It's exciting stuff. And we haven't had to raise taxes. We have the lowest tax levy than any other district in Nassau County because of all the waste that was cut aside. And I saw that on the Nassau Interim Finance Authority. I was appointed by the governor and stepped down in April. County didn't bid their projects out. It was if you knew somebody, all their stuff was posted on their website and nobody else got to look at it. Everything should be transparent, open, and the more transparent government is, the better it is for everybody. If you want to be connected, it's great, but it hurts everybody else. And the way we get money here, and who am I? I'm the guy that's going to bust his hump every day to do the best I can for you and nobody else. And for my district in Long Island, this is my home, not for New York City, not for upstate New York, but for Long Island. And it's exciting for me to have the opportunity to have a positive influence on about 3 million people. And let me just close by saying, I think there's two kinds of people in the world. There's net givers and there's net takers. And guys who work hard and pay their fair share of taxes and you know, like the people you represent, those are net givers. I'm a net giver. I like to believe I am. Net takers are the ones who are hurting us. They're the people who are getting arrested and taking your tax money and taking care of their friends and their cronies. And it makes me sick. And what I hope you get from this short interview, and thank you for the opportunity, guys. I really appreciate it. What I hope you get from this is it's not about me, and I'm not shy. And I hope to exceed your very low expectations of what your elected officials have been doing. And I say that laughing as I almost cry, because I want to help and I want to do better. And my goal for doing this is when I look back when I'm 90, 95, maybe even 100 years old, what have I done? What have I created? How have I helped society? And is the world a slightly better place because I've been here? And that's what I hope to do. And that's what I hope you say about me several years from now after I've done my job.
Wow. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I understand more than you think that you're disenchanted with the state of politics in Nassau County. All right? We got to get away from the status quo. We got to get new people in there with new ways of thinking who's not trying to line their pockets with money. And Adam HABER has the respect of not only the sheet metal workers, but everybody that he's had an opportunity to meet and know. They know he's a good man. He's a man that made a very good impression on me the first time I met him, and I support him. All right, Mr. Davis, take us on.
Man, I'm going to say the same thing. Adam HABER, not new to Adam HABER. Adam HABER, true to the game. He got my vote. You should have your voters also. Got my support.
Don't forget to vote November 8th and tell a friend. It doesn't happen unless you show up.
November 8th.
Bring somebody with you. We're bringing donuts.
Exercise your right to vote.
Donuts. I didn't know that. I'd come.
Thank you so much, Adam HABER.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
You at home for taking the time to sit through this. And I'm very accessible. Let me just close by saying, I'll leave my contact information with Mr. Mays. If I don't return your call within 24 hours, call the cops because I've been kidnapped.
Ooh.
All right? Thank you.
I heard that.
That's my card,
Thank you
actually.
so much,
Thank
Adam.
you.
All right.